Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink, blink, and you're dead. Hey there, horror fans. I'm Alex, and I am about to take you on a journey that'll make you think twice about looking out your window at night. You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse of something in the corner of your eye, but when you turn to look, it's gone. Or what if it wasn't gone? What if it was closer? That's the terrifying premise of our story today, The Man in the Window. He only moves when you look away. Now, before we dive into this nightmare fuel, let me set the scene. Picture a quiet apartment building, the kind where everyone keeps to themselves, and the most exciting thing that happens is when someone gets a new doormat. But beneath this mundane exterior lies a dark secret, one that's about to turn our protagonist's life into a living hell. Meet Fahad, a freelance video editor who's made the questionable life choice of working late into the night. You know the type, fueled by energy drinks and deadline panic, bathed in the eerie glow of multiple computer screens. Little does he know, those late nights are about to become a lot more terrifying than any looming deadline. And, well, that's where things get really creepy. We're talking about a shadowy figure that stands outside Fahad's window, but this isn't your average creeper. Oh no, this entity has a particularly unsettling habit. It moves closer every time Fahad looks away. Can you imagine? One moment it's across the street, the next it's right outside your window. Sweet dreams, everyone. Now, let's set this horrifying ball rolling. It all starts on a night like any other. Fahad's hunched over his desk, headphones on, lost in the world of video transitions and color grading. But something catches his eye. A man, standing perfectly still, staring at him from a window across the street. Fahad blinks, rubs his eyes, looks again. The man is still there, unmoving, unblinking. Creepy, right? But here's where it gets worse. Fahad turns away for a moment, and when he looks back, the man is closer. Not just a little closer. He's now in the building directly opposite Fahad's window. Fahad's heart starts racing. He's sure he must be seeing things. Maybe it's the lack of sleep, or too much caffeine. Yeah, that must be it. To prove to himself that he's just being paranoid, he decides to record himself working. You know, like those day in the life videos, but with 100% more potential for trauma. The next morning, bleary-eyed and slightly calmer in the light of day, Fahad checks the footage, and that's when the real horror begins. In the video, clear as day, he sees the figure moving whenever he looks away. One moment it's across the street, the next it's at the building opposite, then it's right outside his window. Fahad's blood runs cold. This can't be real, right? Desperate for some rational explanation, Fahad decides to ask his neighbor about the man in the window. But her response only adds to the growing sense of dread. That apartment across the street, she says, confusion etched on her face. It's been empty for years. Fahad feels his stomach drop. If the apartment's been empty, then who, or what, has he been seeing? At this point, Fahad does what any sane person would do. He calls the police. But of course, when they arrive, there's no sign of the mysterious figure. The officers give Fahad that look. You know the one. The "Are you sure you're not just seeing things?" look. They leave, and Fahad is left alone with his fear and doubt. Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So Fahad does the only thing he can think of. He boards up his window. Plywood, nails, the works. He's creating a fortress against whatever's out there. For a moment, he feels safe. But then, the knocking starts. And it's not coming from outside. It's coming from inside his apartment. The sound echoes through the room, each knock sending a jolt of terror through Fahad's body. He spins around, trying to locate the source, but it seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, the lights go out. In the pitch darkness, Fahad fumbles for his phone. The screen illuminates, casting an eerie glow around the room. With shaking hands, he switches to the camera mode, using it to see in the dark. But something's wrong. The image on the screen is glitching, and then he sees it. A figure, standing right behind him. Fahad's breath catches in his throat. He can't move, can't scream, and then, a whisper right in his ear. Don't blink. The screen cuts to black. The next day, Fahad's neighbor, worried by the unusual silence, knocks on his door. No answer. She calls the building manager, who opens the door. The room is empty. No sign of Fahad, no sign of a struggle. Just his laptop, still open on the desk, and on the screen, the video he recorded is still playing. The neighbor leans in, squinting at the footage. It shows Fahad's room, empty at first. But then, in the last frame, there's someone, or something, sitting in Fahad's chair. A shadowy figure, its featureless face turned towards the camera. staring directly at the screen. At us. And that, my friends, is where our story ends. Or does it? Because now that you've heard this tale, who knows what you might see the next time you look out your window. Just remember, don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink in your, well, you know the rest. So, what do you think? Did this story keep you on the edge of your seat? Did you find yourself glancing nervously at your own windows? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale, don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying stories that'll keep you up at night. Remember, the next time you feel like someone's watching you, they probably are. Sleep tight, and don't let the shadow people bite. Until next time, this is Alex, signing off. If I'm still here,